earliest historians told of a world ruled by three almighty empires: Egypt, Assyria, and Babylon. They had left behind fabulous cities and monuments, but could there have been a fourth great empire, one which left no outward trace? Fragments of a mysterious language, seemingly spoken across large areas of the ancient world, had been found, and some even dared to believe that this language, which no one could understand, could be the evidence of a fourth vast empire completely lost to history. In 1906, a German linguist, Professor Hugo Winkler, and his team went in search of the source of the lost language. High in the mountains of Anatolia in central Turkey, he came upon the ruins of a vast ancient city. Archaeologists call this newly discovered city Hattusha, and its people the Hittites. Throughout the city they found few precious objects normally found among the remains of an ancient capital. But Hattusha did have one wonderful treasure waiting to be discovered. Hidden away were 5 enormous libraries. In them, beautifully filed and catalogued, were 30,000 clay tablets, but written in a cuneiform that no one could understand. Cracking this code was to absorb some of the world's greatest linguistic minds. Hittite, they discovered, was not a Middle Eastern language as everyone expected, but an Indo-European language, and the Hittites, unlike their rivals in the ancient world, were not from the Middle East, but some part of Europe instead. The text revealed a plan to impose Hittite power on the entire world. Training manuals dictated how to turn raw recruits into ruthless soldiers. They also advanced the development of the chariot. By moving the wheels from the back to the centre, they made the chariot stronger and so capable of carrying an extra man for greater weight and firepower. According to the texts, for hundreds of years, the great cities and kingdoms of the ancient world surrendered or were crushed by the Hittites. They swept all before them, culminating in the Battle of Kadesh in 1274 BC against the other great superpower of the region, Egypt. Thousands of Hittite chariots smashed through the Egyptian lines, acting like modern-day tanks. The Egyptians claimed victory, but we now know from the text found at Hattusha that the Hittites had won the war, driving the Egyptians hundreds of miles south from Kadesh. Back in Hattusha, the king was finally one of the most powerful men on earth. His uncle, Prince Hattushili, had defeated the pharaoh and returned home a hero. And yet, within decades of his triumphant return, this mighty empire vanished from history, and still no one knew why. Archaeologists had found what at first appeared to be a tomb, with the walls covered in strange symbols, hieroglyphs. Again, the linguists went to work, and everything fell into place. Prince Hattushili's return from the triumph at Kadesh had, in fact, sparked a bitter family feud with the king, his nephew. Breaking the most sacred oath of brotherhood, Hattushili had arrested the king and sent him into exile. For the next 3 generations, the empire was plunged deep into civil war. It appears that eventually Hattusha was abandoned completely, with the Hittites burning buildings as they left and stripping the city of anything of value. The final unanswered mystery is, where did they go? And if they took their most valuable possessions with them, does this mean that the final chapter of Hittite history lies somewhere else, just waiting to be dug up?